Okay, so let's see how to connect PHP with Oracle. First thing is you need to have a WAMP server or maybe a JAMP server. I have both of them connected together. So once you execute WAMP, it might take a certain amount of time and your server has been started. If you go to the PHP settings and if you look at the PHP extensions, you won't see the video OCI is not enabled. Okay, so OCI 8 and 19 has been enabled, but although this has been enabled, it's not enabled, right? So I can see from here as well. Or the other way around is you look at the php.ini and figure it out, look for OCI. You could go down and then look for OCI. It's OCI Oracle for the library is the OCI. If you see here, it's commented. Okay, if you see here, it's commented. Now, so the first thing is you need to uncomment it, and once you have done, let's say let's save the file, Control S. So sometimes if you do not have the authority or you are not logged in as an administrative account, you might not be able to modify this file. So take proper care of that, whether you are being able to save that file or not. Once it's done, the first thing is you need to restart the Apache server as well. If you make any changes to this file, the most important thing is you need to restart the server. So go back again, go to Apache, and simply you restart the service. Okay, it says restart the service. It won't take much. Please ignore all of these things. So it won't take much, but it is trying to restart. Okay, let me confirm. So I can say stop service. The service has stopped. And finally, if I go to Apache, if I go to server administration, I could say start service again, and it has started. In this way, how will I confirm? So this is it. So now if I go to PHP info, let me zoom a bit and say Control F. If I say OCI over here, let's figure it out. Okay, now if you see, the OCI 8 library has been enabled. This is important. That can be verified. Okay, so if you go to the localhost or you go to the file, the PHP info is right here. That shows you all the configuration. And if you say Control F and look for OCI, you'll be able to find it. So this has to be enabled. If this is enabled, now the first thing is let's try to create a file. Okay, so for example, if I go to let me create a new project for you. Okay, so if I go to C drive, and I have my WAMP server sitting somewhere here. if I go to my www directory, if I load my file, okay, uh, perfect. So here is the file. Now let me remove all of these things just to create it. So in order to connect, so I have a connection string called OCI underscore. Either I could use connect or persistence connect. This is what I use occasionally. This is what I use most of the time. Okay, so I prefer using persistence connectivity. That helps in the sense that you have the same connectivity being used for multiple resources for multiple different occasions. And if the operations is yet continued, you can use this. So OCI underscore connect. And if you do not know how it works, you don't need to worry. I have all the resources. The first thing is your username. My username is HR. The second thing is your password. And my password is HR again. The third one is your connection string. And that is nothing but your listener. Okay. So my listener for the time being is XCPDB1. How am I confirmed? All of these things. Because if you see here, if I go to CMD and if I say SQL Plus, and if I try to connect with HR user, and then if I say to HR at the rate xepdb1, it asks me the password and I'm connected. Okay, so the HR user is connected. So this is nothing but a listener that I have already created it in the class. Okay, so you should be uh, comfortable with this. Or die, let's say OCI underscore error. Here you can put your connectivity as a reference. If everything is fine, the control will come downstairs. I repeat, if everything is fine, the control will come downstairs. So here I would like to check if dollar connection is everything fine. You could actually check for not now, so it would be this. You could check for this, or you could simply say if not dollar connection, but I would say if this is all is good, fine. So echo, the database has been connected, fine. And if you really need to see the resource, you could have something like, you could say concatenated with connection. Okay, what will be the case? Let's try to close the connection. And for this, we have a special function called OCI underscore CLSC close. You need to pass the connectivity and this is the closing tag. Let's try to execute this file. If I go to localhost, and if I go to my project code PHP Oracle, if you can see here, it's right here. So it says the database has successfully been connected. This wasn't the case earlier, okay? Or somehow, if you are, so this is as simple as that. Now, we have other resources. So once you are connected, there are a few things that needs to be done. So this is the first step. In day 2, we'll try to create a form. We'll try to add multiple records, and then we'll try to edit the record and delete the record. Okay, so in that way we'll try to use a view as well, one after another. So let's see. Hopefully you might have understood. This is the first username and this is the exit video. Okay,